Hello, kings and queens. I'm Jen. I have 7 years in addiction recovery. I work in the medical field, and I have since 2008 for quite a while. I am on the MAT program, suboxone. I'm currently tapering off of the MAT program. I just feel that it has served its purpose, and it has. However, I am ready to get off. And the reason why I say that so easily, like I'm just gonna get off, is because I've done this before a couple of times. The goal is now, my psychiatrist says, is that, Jen, you don't get off and then get back on. You know, like if you're gonna get on, stay on. If you're gonna get off, stay off. But it's still there for those who need it, and if I do need it in between. So I have, again, 7 years. October 1st will be my 8 years of addiction recovery. Let's go! And I'll also be 38. So that's really exciting for me. So I'll tell you how the suboxone has ran its course in my life. So my clean date is October 1st, 2018. Now, during this time, I was actually incarcerated. There were bouts of incarceration when I did use. I was still not ready to be sober then. So my sobriety date does start through my incarceration. It doesn't just start the day I got out. And because in real prisons, they still offer rugs. It's still readily available everywhere. So I got home 2020, just to give you a quick overview. I was not on any substances. I was not on any suboxone. Rewind. Back in 2016, I had officially gotten off of opiates. I did that with the help of detox and suboxone. I was released from detox after 10 days, given a 30-day prescription of suboxone, 8/2 milligrams twice a day. So they gave me 60 tablets, 60 strips, and I was done. I wasn't physically dependent, and then it was done. Addiction is so gnarly, cunning, and baffling and powerful that I didn't realize that swapping would be my next step. Then I figured out what other rugs were, because I still was chasing the want and the need to be high, because addiction is a disease of the brain. It is not just a simple fucking choice. And for those people that are so slow, they think that that's the case. They're just so slow they think that's the case. It's really there's no reason to even in the comment section to go back and forth with these people. Let them think what they think. There's so much science, and science is factual. It's backed by data. Science is a fact. Feelings are not facts. How you feel about addiction not being a disease is a feeling. That's your opinion. Opinions are not facts. Now, we should know this with politics and other things of that nature as well. So, anywho, started swapping 2018, March of 2018, and landed myself in prison. Got out August of 2020. August of 2020, I'm substance free. I'm okay. I'm off the opiates. I never, ever white knuckled getting off of opiates. I couldn't do it, and wouldn't. I could not do it. I always relied on suboxone. And I say always because it took me a couple times checking myself into rehabs to get suboxone. The first time I AMA'd against medical advice, I checked myself out once after a couple days, once after 3 days, and the third time it was a charm. I stayed myself in there. I had Medicaid at the time. I stayed the full 10 days. I actually didn't want to leave. I needed residential, but I didn't get it. I was kicked out. There wasn't an IOP plan. There wasn't intensive outpatient help, which I really like to try to focus on: connection, community, knowledge, and communication with addicts that are just now fresh in recovery, because it just kind of feels like they wind you up and then they let you go, right? Well, that's exactly what happened. And I did different drugs until I landed myself in prison again. I got out of prison August of 2020, and life was fine. I just took magnesium. I was clean. I was sober. I was counting my days. That's all that I felt like really mattered, until I realized that's not all that mattered. Being clean and sober was not just the gist of recovery, if you will. I needed therapy. I needed to heal these dark places that were now illuminated with my new life. I needed to learn how to love myself again. I needed to learn a lot and unlearn a lot. Therefore, I reached out to an addiction specialist, who then put me on suboxone. When I got put on suboxone, May of 2024, a lot of people were like, why would you do that? You were already clean. It doesn't matter. Suboxone isn't not being clean. Suboxone is taking medication for like bipolar disorder, mood disorder, panic disorder, blood pressure, insulin. It's the same thing. It's just baffling. People say you're not clean. If you go piss in a cup for a job interview, family court, or criminal court, you pee in a cup. You are not going to fail your drug test for opiates any longer because you're on an opioid agonist and an antagonist, which helps cravings. It helps also the withdrawal process, but it also is used for medication-assisted treatment long-term, even lifelong. If the benefit outweighs the risk of the medication, it can be used for lifelong purposes served, helping you, reach the better levels of recovery by helping turn off the craving sensor. I need drugs, I need drugs, I need drugs, I need drugs. You have to unlearn these behaviors and get into therapy. There's a lot of steps to recovery than just being clean and sober is my point. So I began all of those things, May of 2024. When I was at my lowest in recovery, I was not close to relapse, but the relapse was already happening up here. I started, my relationships, interpersonal relationships were going to shit. I broke up with my partner for no reason. I couldn't keep a job. I didn't want a job. I was bed rotting. These were all behaviors in which needed to be fixed. Suboxone didn't fix them. They just helped the addiction wiring of my brain. That was May of 2024. We are now approaching March of 2026. My goal was 2 years. I'm doing it, and I went from 24 milligrams to now I'm on 8 to 10 milligrams. It's not a brag. This is going to be a slow process. She presumes by towards the end of the year I'll be getting off. It could be longer. It could be shorter. Everybody's different. Medication-assisted treatment has so much stigma, and it shouldn't. This medication reminds me that even if I was to go out and just take one pill, if it had fentanyl in it, I wouldn't die. It prevents you from overdose. It keeps my nightmares and cravings at bay. It keeps it away completely. It helps me navigate my life normal. It doesn't fog or fuck my brain up. Yeah, so here I am. And that's a little bit about me. And I just wanted to share where my Suboxone journey was going. A lot of people want to know what's going on, like where I'm going with it, what's my goals. My end goal is to be back off of it, but now have the tools in my toolbox to navigate life without just being thrown out of prison, without medication-assisted treatment or anything, raw dogging life. I was still like, temptation was tempting. And now I can understand about temptation with medication-assisted treatment as my safety net. And if it ever came back to it, please believe I'll get back on it. If I am tempted too much to where it consumes too much time in my brain like it was before May of 2024, I will get back on Suboxone for as long as I fucking need. Whether it be 2 or 200 milligrams. Do you feel me? Which it only goes up to around 32 milligrams, which there's still data and everything going on. But Suboxone is amazing. It is not a full binding opiate. It's not a full binding opioid agonist. It's a partial binding opioid agonist. It doesn't fill the mu receptor all the way up, keep it open, and let euphoria just spill out of it. You can't, if you have a true opiate tolerance, you cannot and you will not get high off of it. You can go take 60 of them if you want. I don't advise this at all. I'm not a medical professional. I don't advise it. But you can go take 60 strips or tablets and let me know how you feel. You're never going to shit again and you're going to get a headache, which is amazing. It's a safe, streamlined medication for opiate use disorder. Consider taking it. I love you guys. Signing.